How's it, guys? So welcome back to Still Waters. I'm busy driving down the road. If you've been watching for a while, you would have known that we had quite a bit of rain about 2 or 3 months ago in East London, and our nice new farm track that we had built got washed out, and I'd spent a lot of time smoothing it out with sabunga, some mud, and unfortunately that all washed out, so I've had to redo it. So we've kind of recovered. What I've tried to focus on is areas where we could see the water was really cruising down and causing major ruts and erosion paths down the road. So we've tried to make little like bumps where the water can gather, and then it guides the water off the road. So right now I am busy driving on the farm, and we have filled in some of the bad erosion paths and holes. So I don't have a big tractor or some sort of TLB with a rolling wheel that can flatten out and make sure that everything is solid. So I have got good old faithful Triton, the bakkie, the pickup truck. So I am now driving up and down over the tracks and just making sure that the sabunga that we've used to fill in the erosions sort of compresses and goes nice and hard and is nice and even, because again, the idea is that we want to get cars down to the river. So I've just driven down the main road and I've flattened a few things out. So I'm going to drive back up, and then I'll show you guys on foot a couple of the places, and you can see what I mean. All right, so just to give you an example of why we're going to be so careful where we build roads. So you can see on the left hand side here, this is actually the old road that the previous owner used to use, and I started using this one. The reason why I've changed is this whole area I'd smoothed out with sabunga. Now I'm not too sure if you can see with the camera, but you definitely won't get a car up here. It's very rutted, very steep. Like the bakkie just gets up here, not in 4x4, but it just gets up with the clearance. But pretty much what happens is all the water runs off the hill and it gathers to this little gully. You can see where it's made a little line over there where all the water's washing down, and it immediately goes straight down that section and washes that out. So what I'm going to try and do is even this little section out here, because it's got a little bit of a like an off-camber hill. So we'll carry on going that way. So we're not adding to the erosion by using that line over there, but it does mean I'm gonna have to build this up and try and help the water get down the hill so it doesn't cause any more erosion. Because I think that's one of the things we want to achieve here is working with nature and working with creation, and not creating more problems. We want to be able to make this self-sustainable. So yeah, I'll take you up the hill and I will show you one of the steeper parts that we had to fix up with the sabunga. All right, so coming past the bakkie, this is a pretty steep hill, and the water has been redirected to come to the side, so it shouldn't be a road anymore here. But yeah, it was quite nice to see that after the floods where all the water was coming down, and now I'm kind of hoping I've got it sorted out. So right at the top there, I'll kind of zoom in a bit. You can see we've used sabunga there just to fix a little erosion, and then I'm hoping to actually use those pavers over there to make a thin track just to help cars get up here. I mean, even now with it bone dry, with the bakkie, it just gets up here, and when it's raining, it's going to be a problem, let alone for cars. So you can see here, where I drove up earlier, the bakkie was spinning a little bit. It seems after the rain, there's almost like, I don't want to call it shale, but it's like a fine sort of grit that's washed off the bank here, and it's lying on top of this rock. So you can see on this side, there was a nice bedrock here that you could drive up. It was a little bit bouncy, but you could get up quite easily. And now this sand grit is lying on top of it, making quite slippery. So I've actually started sweeping the rock and putting the sabunga down to make it even. Then we'll put some boulder sand on top of that, use the pavers so there's grip for the cars, and I think we've redirected the water quite well. Just a matter of interest, you can see over here there's a little bit of a hole in the bushes where the buck are coming through the bushes. They normally cut across the road somewhere, but I haven't seen a track on the other side here. In the early mornings when I come down, I can see they're out and about. Yeah, lots of wildlife here. I'll keep quiet for a second and you can just listen how quiet it is. Okay, I got a little bit distracted there. There was a bush buck, and he was hiding in the bush because he's a bush buck, and I was trying to get a clear picture of him, but I think he could smell me. All right, so I'll show you the next section. So this part here is bouncy, but yeah, I mean it's quite easy to get up with a car. It's not too rutted. So the next section wasn't rutted, but the previous owner made the runoff of the water extremely steep. So I spent some time just trying to make it longer. So you can see over here, so just there in the center of the screen is where the water runs off to the right, and then I've tried to just extend the Sibunga so it makes it not so sharp for cars to get over. And then yeah, we'll put some paving blocks here if we've got some left over. All right, and then the last one was over here. So this one was also very, very rutted. The water didn't wash down this one as much, but you can see it was a little bit offside. So the left hand side was very steep, and then there was a big hole on the right over here. So I spent a lot of time making the right hand side even, and also extending it like the previous one, so it's very easy for a low clearance vehicle to get over here as well. Okay, I just want to reverse back because my backy is my roller. So we can just try and make it nice and soft, hard. So you can see there where I've driven over. It's on the right hand side, it's still soft. In the middle there, it's getting nice and compact. So yeah, we need to keep going over it. Let's go a little bit more to the left. Oh, that's a nice smooth track. So there's some, whoopsie. Or something with a nice